Okay, so I am pretty sure that I am in the frame. I'm making so many videos now that my battery on my other camera died. So while it's charging and I'm uploading a video and publishing another one, I'm going to go ahead and make another video with this one. So I left off. Sorry I'm talking so fast, but I have so much to get through, and I'm really excited about the Tarnell. And I'm really excited to hear any comments you have and any suggestions, because I get stuck in these ruts every now and then. And then I put it off for like 3 months. So I left off. I went over briefly the troops. So again, there's the grinders, which are the first stage of life. They're the big original tunnel diggers. They're the close combat guys now. There's the shards, which is the second stage of life. They're kind of like the little goblins, the dwarves, the inventors and thinkers, the shooters. And then there's the no-lights, which are the third stage. The no-lights are the leaders. They have high leadership. They have no armor save. They have low toughness. They have low strength. But they have the phase, the dark energy, the cancel energy weapons that wound on fours. So one of the interesting things you can do in this army is basically there's no sergeants in the squads. The Tarnell grinder squad is between 6 and 9 grinders. But the cool thing you can do is you can add up to 2 no-lights to it. The grinders and the shards have a rule called blind, where they can't see so far unless a no-light is joined to them, and the no-light shares the psionic vision with them. So no-lights kind of act like sergeants to the squads in a way, because they have high leadership. They can add different kind of attacks to them. Like the shards are leadership 6. With the shards and with the shards, you can add 2 of either no lights and or grinders. So you can add a close combat beast in there, and you can add something with high leadership to beef up the squad a lot, which is one of the things I really, really like about this army that I'm doing. You know, it's just so cool to me that you can, I have it so you can kind of, add a sergeant with a power fist kind of thing, and you can also add a sergeant with, phase weapons, or a ray of darkness, a template weapon that wounds on 4s regardless of toughness, and increases the leadership of the squad. So in this one, if you look, they're called elite grinders. I just finally named them today, I think. They're now called gores. So what the elite ones are, and this are elite grinders, elite shards, and the elite versions of the no-lights. They're right before they get to that next stage of life. So for the gores, they've been grinders for a while. They're just about to mutate into the shards. So what's happening with the gores? They have a rule called raging. It basically explains that they're near the end of the first stage of life, and their body is basically flooding them with insane amount of like adrenaline and similar compounds like that, to try to like flush it all out of their body before they transform into these other things that don't really need it. So they are insane. Still strength 5, toughness 4. They're strong enough now though that they're wearing additional armor, so they have a 2+ save. They're kind of like Terminators for these guys. For 6 points apiece, they can get phase shields. Actually, I think I changed that. Phase shields are now 9 points apiece. Up to 3 of them, instead of just 1, 3 of them in the squad can get plasma claws, which are 2 power weapons, or a concussion hammer, which is a 2-handed power fist that causes a pinning test, or something like that. I don't know. I've got to figure it out. But yeah, and they can be joined by the elite grinders, and that can be joined by the elite version, the elites of the other ones. So they can be joined by up to 2 of the elite no lights. The elite no lights are really what I originally intended the no lights to be, but they were too cheap for a troop choice. So, and if you're wearing the gore armor, which is the 2+ save armor, then you take up 2 spots in a transport, kind of standard there. The elite shards are when they're getting near the end of their phase as a shard, and they're about to transform into a no light. So they have the rule called very blind, where they basically can't see shit unless there's a no light in the squad. If there's not a no light in the squad, they basically, what's the point of even having a gun? they have a crystalline assault rifle. The normal shards have a crystalline laser rifle. The difference is basically the difference between a storm bolter and a bolter. One's rapid fire and one's assault 2. So they have a slightly better one of those. They have crack grenades now. They have the same weapon options pretty much, and you can join them by up to 2 elite no lights or elite grinders or gores. I think the elite. Okay. So yeah, they don't really have a whole ton of new special rules. Their squad size, just like the troop ones, are 6 to 15. Onto the elite no lights, which are really my frickin' favorite. Let me see what time I'm at. It doesn't tell me what time I'm at. Of course it doesn't. Okay. The elite no lights, like I said, were what I really wanted to base a lot of the army around. Is what I wanted the original no lights to be. So the elite no lights at this point are about to die. There's no final stage. This is it. And after this, they mutate, like their body's trying to kick into a final stage or another stage, but it just doesn't happen. Their body can't withstand it. And basically their brain expands against their skull until their head explodes. So they're going crazy. They're fucking fucked crazy. And they have psychic powers out the butt, and they can't control them. So the elite no lights, basically, you can't buy them in a squad. You can only buy them as upgrades for the elite shards and the gores. So, because a whole squad of them they just kill each other on accident. So they're pretty much standard like the normal troops, except that they have additional power. They have advanced psionics, is what the rule is called, and they can choose up to I think 2 psychic powers. Each no light can get 1 psychic power. So if you have 2 no lights in a squad, you can have 2 powers in that squad. Alright, so here's I'm gonna read all of the powers just because I think they're so cool. They have a power called Frenzy. The elite no light has gone crazy as vital parts of its brain is smashed against the inside of its head. This sends it into a frenzy of spitting, gnashing, and it runs towards the enemies. So Frenzy gives the squaddies part of Fury's charge. Foresight. I'm not going to read this why. I'm just going to read what it does. Foresight gives the unit that's joined to counterattack. Death Ripple. Death Ripple is for every unsaved wound allocated to either the elite no light or the squad it's part of in hand-to-hand combat. The attacking enemy takes a 1 strength 4 hit with all normal saves allowed. So basically, if you're in a squad with a total of 10 models, at some point the enemy's gonna, if they wipe you out, they're gonna take 10 wounds or 10 strength 4 hits. There's one called Ancestral Influx, where the unit he's joined to gains preferred enemy against every enemy except for monstrous creatures, vehicles, and unique characters. Implaceable. The elite no light and the unit he's joined to both they gain the relentless and slow and purposeful rule. Then there's one called Clarity. When the elite no light or the unit he's joined to shoot at any enemy, reduce their cover save by 1. So if they're in 4+ cover, it counts as 5+. Warp Rift. The elite no light and the unit it's joined to gain the Tank Hunter's universal special rule, and when shooting at monstrous creatures, the unit may reroll failed to wound rolls. In addition, any vehicle explode results will hit all members of the unit that are within 2d6 of the vehicle instead of the normal d6. Note the 2d6 is a separate roll, separate from the 1d6 for determining who else is hit by the blast. So, you basically... crap. So you basically have 2 elite units here. There's the gores, the elite grinders, and there's the elite shards. And you can add, to the shards you can add the gores, up to 2 gores and or to elite no lights, and elite no lights